afternoon, a very warm welcome to all of you. Hope you're all having a good Sunday afternoon. It's time to look at the second ODI between India and South Africa, which is being played in Ranchi. And the news from Ranchi is that South Africa won the toss and they have opted to bat first. That's right, that is the news coming from the JSCA stadium in Ranchi, where South Africa have won the toss and they have opted to bat first. Now, South Africa are already leading this series after winning the first match by 9 runs, despite a valiant effort from Sanju Samson. And today, if India have to keep the series alive, then they need to win the second ODI. The two big things that at the toss were being said. One is that Temba Bavuma is sitting out. He's not feeling too well. So Keshav Maharaj is leading the team for South Africa. And the second one is that India have made 2 changes in their side. So South Africa have won the toss. They have opted to bat first. That's the big breaking news. They won the toss and they have opted to bat first. And they've made 2 changes in Tabraiz Shamsi, who went for a lot of runs in the last game. He is sitting out. Reza Hendricks, who was in tremendous form against England in that series, he comes in place of captain Temba Bavuma, who's not feeling too well. And Bjorn Fortuin, he also comes in place of Tabraiz Shamsi. So that's the news for South Africa. For India, 2 changes. Washington Sundar comes in and so does Shahbaz Ahmed. Those are the 2 big names, the 2 changes for this Indian team. Now remember that Deepak Chahar, he's injured and he's out of this ODI series. He has a stiff back as well as an injured ankle. In place of him, India brought in Washington Sundar as the replacement, and now Washington Sundar finds himself in the playing 11 along with Shahbaz Ahmed. 2 players to sit out are Ravi Bishnoi as well as who's the second player. There is Ravi Bishnoi who's sitting out. Take a look at that. And Shahbaz Ahmed, like I said, is in. Ruturaj Gaikwad, he is out of this playing 11. So that's the team. Shikhar Dhawan leading the side. Shubman Gill, Washington Sundar's come in. Ishan Kishan, Shreyas Iyer, Sanju Samson, the hero from last match. Shardul Thakur, who again played a cameo with the bat and did well with the ball. Shahbaz Ahmed in place of Ravi Bishnoi, who struggled in the last game. Avish Khan, Kuldeep Yadav and Mohammad Siraj. That's the playing 11 for India. Let's get straight to Ashok Malhotra, who joins us, former Indian cricketer, former selector. Sir, thank you for taking the time out. Your first reaction to India's playing 11, 2 changes for them.
I think it's a good opportunity for Shahbaz Ahmed. Washington Sundar, we knew once he was drafted into the side, he's going to play, because whenever he's been given an opportunity, he's always encashed it. And he's coming back after a long year. I don't know how well he's going to perform, how well he's going to bowl or bat. But the fact is that now the team is full of all-rounders. You have got Shardul, you've got Shahbaz Ahmed, and you've got Washington Sundar. 3 all-rounders in the side, and plus you're playing with the 3 spinners. You know, if you add Washington Sundar, Shahbaz, and Shahbaz Ahmed,
Washington Sundar, Shahbaz, as well as Kuldeep.
And Kuldeep Yadav. You know, 3 of them in the side. So you're going with more of a spin-oriented attack. You're going with 6 bowlers, which is not a bad thing to do. If you got so many all-rounders, then you can take this gamble with playing with the 3 all-rounders. Because now Shardul, Avesh, and Mohammad Siraj. So, but another thing is that Deepak Chahar has got injured again. So that is the $1 million question. Did he recover or didn't he recover? Because he's playing 1 game, sitting out another, and then playing 1 game, and then sitting out 2-3 games. So I really don't know how they're managing his workload or his injuries.
That's right. I mean, Deepak Chahar, and that's another reason why they don't have any options really when it comes to India's fast bowling in this squad. The replacement for Deepak Chahar is Washington Sundar. So you either had a choice between Washington Sundar or Shahbaz Ahmed. And so they've gone in with both of them, with Ravi Bishnoi and Ruturaj Gaikwad sitting out. Again, does it look like they're light on their batting, sir?
I think so. It's going to be a good batting track. History says Ranchi is a good batting track, and then South Africa won the game batting first. So they can do well batting first. Then there's no pressure, and not to forget they don't have a skipper Bahuma. So they must have had a sigh of relief. I know Bahuma will be disappointed, but believe me, that entire South African team or South Africa as a nation will be very, very happy about it.
Okay, but also, sir, in the last game, what we saw was a brilliant effort from Sanju Samson, despite India losing by 9 runs. Of course, questions around whether he should have taken strike in the 39th over. But overall, Sanju Samson, this is good news for India, where we've seen Sanju Samson actually come out, strike the ball well. We know how good a player he is. But what we saw in the last innings was just the way he approached his innings. That showed a lot of maturity, which is a good sign, good thing for India.
Definitely so, May. He's maturing with age. He's maturing with time. When he came in as a youngster, he was a slam bang kind of a thing. He was not worried about it, and he will throw away his wicket. And every coach was tearing his hair out. What to do with this talented guy? But now he seems to have understood the importance of playing for the country, bringing, I would say, lot of concentration, we know he has the class, he's got the talent, but what he really lacked was temperament. What he lacked was concentration and bigger stage. Shorter cameos he would play, but he would never play this kind of inning like he played in the last game. And even in Ireland, Sanju Samson talent out of the team for long.
Now, the other thing is also, sir, Ravi Bishnoi, he's sitting out of this game. He went for a lot of runs in the last one, did get a wicket. For someone who's in the T20 World Cup reserves, do you think he should have been given another opportunity here?
Definitely, yeah. But there's different yards for different players. Look at Avesh Khan, he's getting game after game. Bishnoi goes for 65, 66 runs in one game, he's dropped. And he bowled well against Pakistan, still he was dropped. So I really don't know, he will know whether he's coming or he's going. What has he done wrong? Anybody can go for very many runs. If Mohammad Siraj went for very many runs. Avesh Khan, it's his routine to go for very many runs, but still he's preferred. So it's a different yardstick with different people. He will be very, very disappointed, Ravi Bishnoi, because he's a future player. He's a star player who probably will replace Yuzi Chair after the World Cup. Sure.
Yeah. Also, the fact that he is in that squad, I mean, he is in the reserves. So if any injuries to any of the players, any of the spinners, then, he'll get an opportunity. So why not give him all the game time that he needs before the World Cup? But then again, we don't understand what goes on behind doors. And also, the lack of clarity for Deepak Chahar. You and I, we've been talking about why is it that Deepak Chahar is not given an opportunity. Now they come out and tell us, yesterday BCCI said that, look, he's got a stiff back, that's why we're not playing him. Just come out and say this to us. I mean, how much does it take to put it out on your social media saying this player is injured and that's the reason why we're not playing him, so that you have some kind of clarity on what they are thinking. Otherwise, you're just, you're just speculating, which is what we were doing because we really didn't know what was going on with Deepak Chahar. But again, sir, this is just bad timing overall for so many of India's fast bowlers getting injured just before the T20 World Cup.
Yes, when you talk about clarity, there's no clarity whatsoever. I mean, it takes 10 minutes press conference to explain why X guy is in the team or why X guy is out of the team. I know the questions will be asked, everybody will have questions, but you can't run away from it. It should be clear because it's a game which is loved by everybody, millions of people in this country. So they would like to hear. If Deepak Chahar was not fit, we should have been told. If Bumrah was not fit, we should have been told. The entire country wanted to know. They need to know. So this is what is lacking. And another thing, I don't know which kind, whether you call it a method in their madness, I would not know, because they got no clue whatsoever whether they're coming or they're going. Both Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma. Like Ravi Bishnoi is another prime example. You really hit the nail on the head by saying, if he is in the standby, why he should be given an opportunity? Why shouldn't he be allowed to showcase his talent?
Yeah.
So at international stage. So I really don't know, because Shahbaz is not there.
Yeah.
I understand Shahbaz is a good cricketer, good all-rounder, but Ravi Bishnoi deserved another chance. If not 2-3 chances, at least one more chance to prove his talent once again, and especially when he bowled so well against Pak. So that is what it is. Sometimes you say it's method in your madness, but there doesn't seem to be any method in their madness.
Okay, then also talk about, some of the mini battles that one can look forward to. I think the one that stood out for me was just how difficult Aiden Markram, who is one of the in-form batsmen, was struggling against Kuldeep Yadav, and the way Kuldeep Yadav got him out, it was fantastic to watch. That's one battle that I'm looking forward to. So what are the key battles that you're looking forward to?
See, I would definitely like to see Sanju Samson once again against Rabada, because Sanju Samson is one who goes after the bowling. Rabada is the one who contains them. And then definitely Kuldeep Yadav and Markram. I would say Kuldeep Yadav and even Reza Hendricks, who likes to go after the bowling as well. So these are few things you need to understand, but hats off to Kuldeep Yadav. The way he's another guy who is just knocking, not knocking, banging at the door. Look, I'm here to stay. Yeah. Why don't you have me? And nobody's looking at him. He keeps bowling magnificent overs. He keeps bowling wonderful overs. Keeps putting pressure on the opposition, but still is not getting a look in. Whereas the other guys, I would not say anything against Avesh Khan, but it's a different yardstick for different people.
Let's also take a look at what we can expect from the pitch here at the JSCA. Now, I think 5 ODIs have been played here, out of which 3 of them have been 280 plus total. So you can expect a lot of runs. There was one that went past 300 as well. The other thing being, sir, that there is no real, you can't really see an advantage there with the team batting first or batting second, because 2 matches have been won batting first and 2 batting second. One didn't have any result. But weather forecast, they say 55%, but it gets better as the day goes on. So hopefully we will not see any rain, and rain stays away. So that there you see thrice you've seen 280 plus totals. You can expect a lot of runs, and especially because both teams and their bowlers are struggling when it comes to containing the runs.
And may I have one more thing is both the teams are loaded with attacking battles. In Hindi, if I say dono teamon mein lathayat bhare, they are big hitters of the ball. So they are really big hitters, and it is not easy to contain them. Be it Markram, be it Reza Hendricks, be it David Miller, they are beat Riley Russo. They're phenomenal player. And if you talk about India, you got Sanju Samson, Shreyas Iyer, Shikhar, Dhawan, a whole lot of that. And not to forget Shubman Gill, who is a phenomenal player as well. So the both it's not easy, and especially when the wicket is flat, when you can play through the line. So it is not easy, and lightning quick outplay. So that is what I'm saying. It is going to be a tall scoring game. It's going to be 300 plus game, and even 300 plus will be part of. It is not a winning total, believe you me. With the kind of batters we have, Ishan Kishan is another one. And not to forget 3 all-rounders, Shardul, Shahbaz, and Washington. So we got a phenomenal batting lineup. And even if they score 300, I think it is easily chaseable in modern days cricket. Kind of wickets and outfield we get in the kind of bats we use now.
Now let's also talk about India's fast bowlers. So you mentioned about Avesh Khan and Mohammad Siraj, and how they're given a longer rope here. They've both gone for runs. How do you see them approaching today's game? Because even Mohammad Siraj, now with Deepak Chahar being injured, Mohammad Shami, no clarity again on whether he is fit, whether he is going to be on that flight to Australia. Then Mohammad Siraj is the 3rd replacement option for the Indian team, unless they completely surprise us all and send someone like Shardul Thakur. But Mohammad Siraj, what are you expecting from him in how he bowls today?
See, I will expect him to bowl. He's an in-your-face kind of a bowler. He's always, he does not back off. And plus he's going to Australia, as a net bowler or whatever it is, but he is with the Indian team. So he has an opportunity to prove himself. He's an opportunity to tell the people that I belong here. You can use me in the World Cup in case anybody breaks down. Because Indian fast bowlers they are having a history of breaking down, at least this year. 14 of them are injured. Can you imagine? So anybody can get an opportunity, but the fact is, it is a big opportunity for Mohammad Siraj, and he might do the trick. I'm not too sure about Oveshna, but Mohammad Siraj, definitely a phenomenal bowler. And I would say he's won you matches in Australia. So it might be an opportunity. Although bowling in Indian conditions is a different ballgame.
It's also fascinating to watch the way Captain Shikhar Dhawan's going about his life these days. You know, he plays one format, he's very clear about it, and he's been doing well. Whenever, you know, there are any ODIs to be played, he's also got this, the personality itself, sir. It's a very easy going, which you don't see, especially with the you know, the newer cricketers. You don't see, because I guess they're under tremendous amount of pressure to keep their place in the team. But somewhere you see with Shikhar Dhawan, he's a very easygoing sort of fellow.
He seems to be a very contented man.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Devanand song that "मैं जिंदगी को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया." That kind of an approach. Take it as the way it comes. So I think, but it is an opportunity for him, because he must be very disappointed he's not part of T20. Because if you look at his record, if Rohit has scored 350s in 80 matches, this guy has scored more than 20 50s in his 80, 90 matches. So still he's not part of the game. So he must be disappointed. But he's not letting it show on his face or in his game. He's enjoying his game. You know, so I think, as you very rightly said, he's probably a very contented man, a very happy man with his life, with his game, and hopefully for his future too.
Yeah. It also seems like he knows that this is my job now. I need to be focusing on that, you know, 2023 ODI World Cup. He knows what he has to do. Whereas for his opening partner, Shubman Gill, things are very different, because he's, you know, there's obviously more ambition, and why not? He's younger. He's just telling the world that, look, I'm also here. Look at me. I can play, you know, white ball cricket very well. I can be attacking. We've seen him what he's done in the IPL as well. But here in ODIs, were you expecting this kind of you know, announcing himself on the ODI stage? Because well, he's averaging over 100 and phenomenal hitting. I mean, I don't know how many 50s out of 6 innings, 3 50s, 100. He's just looking very good.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal talent. We all know that. And he, if I may say, the darling of social media. They love him. You know, there's some guys who become favorites of the media, the social media, everybody. He's one of those. He's the blue-eyed boy of the media, if I may say. And the 50s, when you're talking about, it is against West Indies. I'm not belittling it. It's 50 or 100 in international cricket is 100 in international cricket. But the fact is, the bigger teams are yet. You know, we'll wait and watch. This is the first big opportunity he has. So we'll wait and watch how well he performs here. But he has arrived in a big way in ODI, not in T20 cricket yet. But as you very rightly said, he is our future. He is the man whom we're looking at to deliver or make amends in the future or be our next superstar.
Yeah. Also, I think for someone like a Washington Sundar, sir, you know, whenever given an opportunity, he has put his hand up. You can't fault him. It's a different thing that he's just been so unlucky with injuries. I mean, he's just gone in and out of team. Every time he gives a good performance and you think it's going to continue, he's out injured. Now, he last played in February. Since then, he's been recuperating from an injury. Coming back, is it the same feeling like you're debuting for a lot of these players? Because you may have played, but if you're not playing for long and, you know, you're coming back, you again have to prove yourself. Indian team, things keep changing every month. How do you think someone like Washington Sundar will be approaching this?
See, he will have a sleepless night. Believe you me, he'll be worried. You know, it is, as you very right, he will have butterflies in his stomach. It's like making his debut. And not to forget, this game is now moving at such a fast pace. If you miss the bus, you're left behind. So he's very lucky that he's still being considered. That shows, how much of utility he has for India. Despite of missing the bars, he's still back in the side. But it is an opportunity for him because he has done it in Australia. He's won us matches. But still, we are not able to decide whether he's a bowler or a batter or an all-rounder. Is he a bowling all-rounder or batting all-rounder? But he has been a phenomenal player, whatever little opportunity he's got.
That's right. Now, the pitch report, this is what they had to say. It says this isn't the biggest ground here, 60-meter boundary, not a blade of grass on this surface, looks firm and seems a typical surface. Square is very dry and there could be some reverse swing as the game progresses. We've already told our viewers what the playing 11s are for the two teams. And let's also then talk about South Africa's two star performers from the last game, sir, Heinrich Klaasen and David Miller. One who likes playing well against India, actually both of them. Even David Miller seems to be really in the form of his life and coming at the right time. If their top order is struggling, Quinton de Kock's got runs, I agree, but some may say that, look, someone say that he starts off quite slowly. Will that put, pressure on the middle order? But David Miller, he's just gone about doing his job so well, not concerned about what anyone else is doing.
See, David Miller is doing a circumstance in South Africa. Initially he was very talented, great potential, but he's not delivering. You're hoping that he'll deliver. But now, last year and a half, he started delivering. He's being a senior pro, with bailed South Africa out a number of times, and that is what his forte is. Both his 100 has come in the last 1.5 years. So he's come of age, if I say, and he's a phenomenal striker of the ball. Once he hits, it stays in. And really a phenomenal talent, and probably the next South African captain too in ODI white ball cricket. So I think he's a great talent. And if you talk about plus, I think he eats Indian curry for breakfast. Believe you me, he loves Indian curry. He always performs against India whenever given an opportunity. He bails them out from very awkward positions and helps India. So these are two phenomenal players, and then Klaasen and that partnership turned the tide in the favor because they were struggling at one stage.
All right, I think we'll wrap this up, sir. Just before we go, it's a 4. Quinton de Kock hits a 4 of Mohammad Siraj. And with that, we will wrap this up. It seems like, what is the score that you think South Africa will get to?
I think nothing less than 280 or 300. Because less than that, I don't think that India is winning it. So I think between 280 to 300 and can be even go plus 300 if they get off to a great start, especially with Reza Hendricks coming in.
All right, that's it then on this show. Ashok Malhotra, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, News9 Sports is what you need to subscribe to for all the latest. Quinton de Kock's got up to a quick start. What will be the score like, and will India be able to level the series? That's the big question. We'll get you all the latest here on News9 Sports. For now, goodbye. Thanks for watching.